Welcome to this channel IBM Classes. Um, Today in this video session we will discuss a very interesting topic. So the topic would be like converting a load or sub file to the expandable sub file in just a few minutes, and also include the handling of the enter key in the program as sure. So now before going into that coding part, just discuss what is expandable subfile actually and what is load all subfile. Load all subfile and expandable subfile is just similar, except few things, SFL, like SFL size and SFL page are different in both of the cases, but you can see that we will be loading all the records at once in the load all sub file, and we are loading the shuffle page records, whatever the number that has been feed in the SFL page keyword has has been loaded in expandable subfile every time. So we need to do the page down handling in our program for this subfile, which is not actually required in the load all subfile. So in load all subfile we are not going to do page down or page up handling. We just only need to include the enter handling there. But in this case we need to include the enter handling as well as the page down handling. So um, suppose we have written a load all subfile, then how we can convert that load all subfile to the expandable subfile in just a few minutes. So let's go through this very interesting topic. So I'll be opening this code. I've already shown these video codes or explained these codes in my previous video. I'm talking about handling of the enter key in the load all sub file. So just go through the sub file, which is actually a load all sub file. So this is the sub file format you can see here, and this is the sub file control format, and here we have used SFL record number keyword and assigned SFL RRN variable. So this is the load all sub file, and this was the load all sub file program. So here we are reading the student file. This is the sub file format. We have declared the file information data structure, and we are fetching the current page RRN from these positions 378 till 379, which is the minimum RN of that page. Now first thing we are doing initialization. So in initialization we are setting the SFL RN as 0, then we are loading the records in the sub file like this. So here we are setting the SFL RN as 1 and other indicators as off, and reading the student file, incrementing, loading the records into the sub file format and writing it to the sub file format. So in case if it reaches the sub file size value, we are indicating 99 indicator as on, setting the 99 indicator as on, so that we should know that the sub file size limit has been reached and we don't need to further load the sub file records. And this is just to activate that SFL display keyword. If RN is greater than 0, then we are ensured that we can use the subfile display keyword, because if there is no records loaded into the subfile, then there is no um, way of activating the SFL display keyword, which is actually causing the session or device error. So this is the loading part. So once load is done, then we need to display that sub file. So while displaying, we are writing the footer and SFL control format for sub file, and then once the sub file is displayed, we are processing the keyboard keys. So we have taken F3 here as a command attention key, where we can see that when F3 is pressed, we are indicating last record indicator as on and then returning the program. This is the handling for the enter key. If F3 is not pressed, then enter will be activated. So enter was pressed at that time. So in that case, we are assigning the SFL RRN as the file record number as current RRN from the file information data structure, so that the page which has been opened after the page down would not uh, take us to the first page of the subfile. So this is the load all subfile that we have already created. So I'm calling this program. Let's see. This is the first page, this is the second page, and this is the third page. So once we are doing the page up, so we have not done the page up and page down handling for this one. So once I press enter, we are on the same page. Once I press enter, in this case we have pressed enter, so we are on the same page. After this, the record has been there are no further records in the file, so this is giving the error in page down. So there are no records. Yeah, so this is the case, and once we press enter on any page, we are not going to move to the first page. So we also ensure the handling of enter key in the load also file. So this is basically a load also file. Now I have given you a brief inside of this. So if you want more detail, you can watch my previous video, where I described about enter key handling in the subfile, load all subfile. Now I'll be going to make it a expandable subfile. So I'll be using the same subfile like this. So I'm just renaming them subfile 3 or pgm3. So I'll be doing the changes here. Convert load all to expandable. Sure. So what we need to do here, this is the subfile format, this is the subfile control format. So in this one we need to use the rollup keys, or you can say the page down key. So we just want that those rollup keys are only activated when indicator 99 is set to off, because 99 is basically for the SFL size. So in case if 9999 limit reaches, our page down key got inactivated in that case, or it was not activated in that case, because in load all and expandable subfile we can load only 9999 number of records. That is the maximum limit for these two subfiles. So for N99 we will be using the rollup keys. So here we are going to set an indicator here. So let's take 20. So once we press the rollup key, or you can say the page down key, or either we can take this. I'll be showing by both way. Just comment it right now. We'll be using it in the second time demo. So this is, you can say that this is commented. So this will not be working right now, but I just given you a hint that either you can use this one rollup or page down. Both the keywords are valid for the page down scenario. So we need to do the page down handling in this. So we just include two lines of code in the display file. As we can see, just two lines of code, one line of code, sorry, two, not two, that is one line of code in the display file to for the page down handling support in the expandable subfile. So either we can use this this keyword or this keyword, both the keywords are valid for this case. So for we just change one line of code in the sub file. Now we are compiling this sub file. Sorry, this sub file has been compiled successfully. Now we're going to make the changes in the program. So this is the load all sub file. Here we have already handled the enter keys. So just go. This is just for displaying the sub file, and this is processing the keyboard keys. Now what I'll be doing here, I'm setting the SFL record number as 1 because sub file record number should not be 0. In case it is 0, it will be causing session or device error. So it should be 1 before displaying the sub file. Now we are executing the load. So before load, this is an optional step where we can set ll on that file RStudent that we are reading. So this is the RStudent is the record format name, so the file name is student. So we are setting the cursor at the first position, the first row. This is an optional thing. You can do this or you cannot. You should. This depends only on you. Now this is the initialization subroutine handling. So I did one line code change, one line code change, SFLRN equals to 1, or the one new line gets added like set ll1 RStudent. Now come to the second part will be load. So come to load. Move this. These are the commented lines. I'm just removing them because they are comments for the load also file. Stop loading SFL size value reaches. So once the SFL size value reaches, we will be or you can say the 9999 value reaches, we will be setting this indicator 99 as on. So IN10 is for SFL display. Now we are removing it here from here because we have already set it to 1 in the initialization subroutine. We will be removing this because we have moved these two lines into the initialization subroutine. Now we are just um, reading the student file. So we need to actually load the sub file till the SFL page number. So we can see that what is the SFL page is 4 here. SFL page is 4 here. So we'll be I equals to say we are initializing it as 1. We'll be declaring it further. Do while we'll be executing this loop till I is less than equal to 4. That is SFL page value. So we will be loading the 4 records every time we press page down. Less than 4, read student, do while will be removed from here if not percentile end of file and not percentile error and not percentile indicator 99 is not a percentile on. We are increasing the RRN, we are writing the full record format We are not evaluating the values because it is already evaluated and referred from the, because these fields are referred, file fields are referred from the file. Now what I'm doing here, moving it to the, just removing all the comments right now. Putting it here. Because it should execute first, or we can keep it there as well. There is no harm in keeping there. After this, so if Rn is 0, we are setting the indicator 10 as on. If Rn reaches this one, or you can say this, we'll be setting the indicator 99 as on. In that scenario, then again um, this is the if and if page up, and if of this one as well. Moving this read, and if, then incrementing I equals to I plus 1. Sure. Or else part, get here. So you can see that we are actually executing the loop from first till fourth. We are reading the file. So in case if we are found getting the record, we are going into this one. If you are not getting the record, either case, so setting the IN99 as star on, because there is no further records to display, so we are deactivating the page on keyword in that scenario. Either SFL size limit reaches, that is 9999, or the, you can say that there is no further records in the file. Then in that case we are setting the indicator 99 as on, because it makes the page down key disable at that instant of time. So this scenario, we are leaving this loop, and if into, just delete this. This is not required actually. So this is the load all processing that we have changed. Now we can see that this is a process keyboard keys subroutine where we are handling the F3 key. Now we are handling the enter key here, but we have included the page down handling as well. So we are also checking the indicator which is getting on with the page down. So if in case star IN03 is not equal to on, or star IN020 is not equal to on, means page down is not pressed. In that case enter is pressed. So in that scenario we need to handle this. There's nothing more changes for this. Just do a change, do a condition check for page down key. So in case if star IN20 means page down is pressed, star on, if it is on, then first of all make this indicator as off. Then we need to load the sub file again for the next SFL page. Number of records means next 4 records if they are present. We'll be executing the load subroutine again. Now after loading that load subroutine, we will be setting the subfile RRN to the RRN so that it could display that particular page, because now controlling of or displaying of the subfile screen is being controlled by the SFL record number. So these things we need to do. Now we are change this as well. So file 3. Now compile this with source option. There is an error. Let's see what that error is. So it contains the name or indicator which is not defined. Let's see what it is. Okay, we have not declared that I which is used for loop. Just loop index. So now we can see that this program has been compiled. So let's give it a quick look at what we have changed. So we just include this in loop index. We set it the SFL RN as 1 here and set it as 1 R student. Loading the sub file now. In load all, we just change the way of reading the file. So we just reading from 1 till the SFL page value reaches. So at once we need to load those number of records which are provided in the SFL page keyword in sub file. So here the SFL page is actually 4, so we are executing the loop by 4 till 4, and we are loading the next 4 record every time we are pressing the page down in the expandable sub file. So this means that the file after reaching the sub file size limit, if there is more records present in the sub file, so the sub file expand itself automatically. This one, so we just change the load reading of load reading logic in load. We just include handling for PS down, where we are loading again the next records and then setting the SFL RRN as RRN. Let's debug this quickly so that we could get the more understanding. So let's go through this. SFL RRN as 1. So this will load the first 4 records. RRN is set to 1. Now check value as well. EMPNO 1. This will set this indicator as on. Just check again. Employee number 2. So now we have loaded the 3 records. Now 4 records has been loaded successfully into this. Now the loop ends. Now right footer, then the file control format. So we can see that first 4 records has been loaded into the expandable subfile. Now press page down here. So once we press the page down, so it will going to process the keyboard keys. So in this case, F3 is not pressed, enter is not pressed. Now we can see that IN20 indicator is on because page down keyword has been pressed. Now we are setting it off, and then we are again loading the subfile uh, till next 4 records. So we are just reading the student file. We are not setting the setll using the setll. We are not setting the position to start using setll. So we removed that and moved it to the NZSR subroutine earlier. So just quickly see eval no. So we have read the fifth record in this case. So it will read fifth till eighth. Just debug this. So this ends. Now SFLRN becomes SFLRN 8. So we can see that the next number of records has been loaded. Now once we press enter here on page 2, we are not going to move to the page 1 because we did the handling. We already did the handling. So in this case, F3 was not pressed, page down was not pressed. So it means that the enter key is pressed. So the current RN is 5, which is fetching, which is getting fetched from the file information data structure. So now SFLRN becomes 5, and then again on the same page. Now pressing page down, we'll check and we'll load this again. So this is the ninth record. 10th record. So 11th record has been read, and now there is no further record, so we are setting the indicator 99 as on and leaving this loop. Now we move this FLRN to this one. This one, once we press enter, we'll be processing. In this case, we are moving this FL current RRN. This is the minimum RRN that we are fetching from the current RN, that is file information data structure. This one, at least it has been set to 0 now. After displaying, we'll be getting that current RN value. So this is the behavior of pressing F3 will exit the program. So we have seen the demo here for how we have converted the load all subfile into an expandable subfile by just changing few things in our code in our load all subfile. So just calling it again, or we can see that now pressing page down, page down. Now there is no further records. Page up, no prior records. Now once we press enter, we are on the same page. This page up, once we press enter, we are on the same page. Now press F3. So we have seen that the working of an expandable subfile. We have seen how we can convert a load all subfile to the expandable subfile. So this is very easy. There's nothing um, typical, or you can say tough in this one. we just did the few things, few changes in the load also file and made it an expandable sub file, expandable working sub file. So using this way you can make all your load also files into an expandable sub files, and this topic will be a very beneficial topic for you. So I'll be just quickly showing you the demo for this keyword as well, because we have commented this one and now we are commenting this one as a page down, so letting you know that yes, this is working correctly. Just compile this quickly, just compile this quickly, and then calling this page down, page down, page down. Yes, this is working. Page up, page up, page up, page down, press enter. So we can see that both the ways are working. Now this is the end of the video. Right now I have already explained the things in the video, how we can convert the load sub file to expandable sub file in just few lines of code changes. So I think uh, thank you and have a nice time, and please subscribe my channel as well.